Yo. Okay, hold on. I just checked my YouTube video. Why do I have 11 subscribers? What the fuck? Why are people actually watching my shit? I didn't think that was gonna happen. Deadass. This is literally just a side project of me just like talking and just recording videos for me. What the fuck? People actually like this shit? Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Oh my god. This is crazy. I actually have like... How does this show up on like your YouTube, by the way? Like, what? That's freaking crazy. I was gonna upload like this one thing for myself. I guess I'll put it in the following video, but this is gonna be for me. It's a bit controversial. I don't know. So now this is weird because like I actually have like some people, like 2 people watching these videos now. It's not just me watching these videos. What the heck? Oh my god. Okay. Well, here we go with that video. I'm going to play it right after this, but yeah. Fuck. Yo, I got some lessons that I actually wanted to talk about. So I was reading up on how to be a charismatic person and just overall essentially be the person who I want to be. And a lot of, like, when I was reading, so many thoughts came into my head about so much different things. And for example, ultimately to be a charismatic person, you need to have one essential characteristic, and that is purpose. Once you have an extreme purpose that you live for and that you fully believe in, and that you have a plan, nothing can get in your way. Because if you ultimately believe in this singular purpose, no one can take that away from you. And it's going to, in this purpose, is going to define on how you live your life. And you can never falter on this purpose. You can never compromise. You have to be stubborn with this purpose. And then with that purpose comes along confidence. Confidence and purpose go hand in hand. If you have that confidence to fully believe in your purpose and no one can take that away from you, you have that confidence. And ultimately, whenever I was discussing about my own life and whether I have that confidence, it was a lot of thoughts were going into my head. For example, initially I didn't have that confidence, not coming from, my father passing away. I didn't have a father for most of my most of my entire life. I had to instill that confidence within me. I had to do everything on my own. And eventually, that confidence came through experience. That confidence, my camera's about to die, but hopefully I can discuss with you a lot longer about confidence and what it means. But essentially, that's exactly what I was talking about. And so I think my case is particularly unique because I instilled that confidence within my own. There was many times where I had to, and I didn't have this before. I was so unconfident before. And so instilling that confidence within me has been one of my greatest successes as a human being today. And so that's what I attribute most of my charisma, because I instilled that confidence within me. However, these recent experiences and failures that I've accumulated have significantly faltered on that. I let that confidence go, assuming that, maybe I don't deserve this confidence because, I failed on the marathon, I didn't get into an USMD school, whatever it is, right? That is not true. Confidence within me. I have the confidence to fully believe I am the human being I want to be. And failures are eventual. Not everyone, or let me rephrase this. Everyone is going to fail at something. You are not going to be successful at everything. This is a false thing. You are going to fail at one thing. It's just how you respond to that failure. Are you going to let your confidence go? Are you not going to think you are worthy of success? Are you not going to think that you're worthy of achieving your goals? Or ultimately, are you going to be a fucking loser, sit on your ass and eat fucking potato chips on the couch because you thought you were has-been? That's not going to be me, and that should not be you, and that should not be anyone. You should always instill that confidence within you. You need to learn from your failures. You need to accumulate and perhaps seek help if you need it, but ultimately do not let that confidence fade. Do not. And if you have to fake that confidence again, fake it. Fake it until you actually believe it again, because you are that person. That failure did not take anything from you. In fact, most people, you actually achieved something by setting out a goal for yourself, in which you failed, okay, but you continued. You continued into almost going to the impossible, going to run this marathon. I'm talking for myself, going to run that marathon. A lot of people don't put out that goal out there. You know, I put that shit on social media because that's how much I believed in myself. I knew it was going to be an eventual outcome. Now, perhaps it didn't end up that way, but still, regardless, this is who I am. I know for a fact I am the person I want to be, and perhaps I went through failure, but ultimately that's going to make me stronger, and I learned from it. Okay, that was a tangent. But on the other case, I was talking about, and then I wanted to talk about a few lessons that I learned about being charismatic. First lesson, do not be predictable. You want to show your intentions gradually. You don't want to be such a basic bum who you know exactly what they're going to do, what life decision they're going to make, what are they, you know the eventual outcome of their life. And I hate that shit. Show your intentions gradually. Be unpredictable. Do things that are quite spontaneous. Okay, here's a controversial thing. Keep most people at an arm's length. I said most people. So meaning like, okay, you have a significant other, keep her within the loop. Ultimately, you want to connect like this. But I'm talking about some people, or most people, you don't want them to know everything about you. That loses the mysterious aura that you presented yourself with. You lose that intrigue. You want to be able to come close and then distance yourself. Come close, distance yourself. Play with that social connection, with that conversation, with that relationship. I think that's ultimately very fun. That's what makes life so interesting. Thirdly, do not compromise on your ideals. Your ideals are what you believe in, your purpose, everything about you. If you compromise on your ideals, you are effectively losing yourself. You are effectively giving your entire self-being, your values, your worth to something else. Do not compromise on your ideals, no matter what. Be stubborn. All right, look, I don't care if the quality's not the best, because my camera died, but I need to speak with you about this important information. I think I need to put it out there. I think it'll help a lot of people. So let's keep going. So where I was talking about is do not compromise. Fully believe in who you want to be, and do not falter on your promises. Do not falter on who you are, your character, and what you stand for, your purpose, right? Words are powerful. They fuel emotions. Learn how to tell stories. Literature and the English language is extremely important. Whatever language you speak is extremely important. You need to learn how to manipulate words accordingly to how you want to speak. You want to, because words inspire people. Words inspire emotions. Wars are caused even by words, not even by action sometimes. And so that is why it's so important that you learn how to effectively use the language in which you speak accordingly. I can go much more in detail about that one. But radiate self-assurance. Do not try too hard. Maintain composure. So self-assurance, this means maintaining a cool, calm aura. Do not let yourself be faltered and bamboozled. Showcase that you are calm, that you are in control of your emotions, you are composed. How attractive is it whenever someone is perhaps have you seen those interactions at sports events and stuff like that where, someone's in their face, they're like, you, and they are unfazed. They are unfiltered. Even according audience, I've seen videos of a UFC fighter attending a sporting event, and a person in the audience is yelling at them, looking at it, and they're trying to be intimidating. And the UFC fighter is so composed. He's looking at them and smiling, and he's calm and collected because he knows he has so much confidence in himself. He knows that he's an automatic weapon. He knows if anything happens, I will take care of this guy, and it does not impact me. He's so used to that experience. He's not afraid to showcase He's not afraid of the next outcome of the situation. If it goes to that, it goes to that. But having that confidence that you know that you're able to take control of yourself and able to handle that situation is extremely important. So so for men especially, do not, um, or prioritize martial arts, prioritize a way in which you can defend yourself if ultimately situations demand it. Because having that calm exposure, that calm, composed composure is extremely attractive. Be uninhibited, spontaneous, no fear of death. Meaning you want to show that you're brazen, show that you're courageous, go and do things that others may not do. Just be that sort of person because that adds excitement to who you are, to yourself, to other people. Other people just want to be by you because they're like, oh my God, this person's so exciting. Like, I just don't know what we're going to do next. Be unpredictable, be uninhibited, do things that are fun, and perhaps take risks, take meaningful risks. If there is a big possibility that you're gonna die, don't do that shit. But do like a cliff diving or something like that. Something not fucking stupid, but something that involves risk and excitement. I think that's so powerful and just so it adds value to your life. You're just like, oh my, you just have this adrenaline dump. It's awesome. So I highlighted again belief and purpose because that's so important to who you are as a character. Your belief and purpose must be so strong. And part of my belief is to become a highly empathetic doctor. I'm becoming a medical doctor, and I think it's extremely important because I get to save fucking lives, people. I'm saving people. You know how fucking awesome it is to be a doctor? You're saving lives, especially, I'm not sure what type of doctor I want to be, but I know I want to be immediately impacting people. So whether this is emergency, whether this is dealing with people who are dealing with cancer, because my father passed away from cancer, so having that purpose of like, okay, I want to become a doctor because my father passed away due to a health condition. This is why I want to become a doctor. I want to be fighting diseases. I want to be fighting illnesses. I want to be at the forefront of disease and illness. And perhaps that disease, I could even choose my contender, and that is going to be cancer. Who knows? That is something I'm ultimately considering. But it's a strong reason why I'm interested in cancer. So, I want to live a life of adventure. I want to experience and see worldly things. I want to experience the fruitfulness of life. I want to see awesome things. The world is vast, the world is huge, and I think you're doing a big inconvenience to yourself if ultimately you don't get to explore that. And let's say you move like 1 hour away from your house and just stay there and wife and kids and you just live there and that's it. That's it. Like, you don't get to explore, you don't get to live somewhere else, live a different state, do things. There's so much to this world, and I think ultimately you're missing out if you don't do anything like that. All right, let's keep going. Display love for people. Two-way symbiotic relationship with the audience. Display your love. Be very adamant about this. Because it's unfair to ask for people or, to have people love you, to have people like you, but you're not showing the same way. Show your love, give gifts, showcase that the audience means something to you. I think this is extremely important, especially if you want to enamor people, if you want to have people like you. You need to show you like people too. You need to be showcasing your smiles. You need to have people, if you want people enamored by you, you must be enamored by people as well. So there we go. Again, adventurous. Be brazen. Be courageous. Take risks. Especially take risks for the good of people. If there's a chance that you're saving a life, that you're doing something for the good of someone, and you need to take a risk, do it. Do it. Show your heroism. Your heroism is ultimately going to help you anyways. If you want to get some girls, show your heroism. However, do not show your timid or shyness. If you are timid and shyness, this is extremely hard because ultimately I was like this before. I was extremely shy and timid and not knowing how to interact with people, social awkwardness, all that stuff. You must get that out of you, whether that's through experience or whether through its experience, whether it's through exposure therapy, whatever it is, rejection therapy, whatever you need to do to get rid of that, get rid of it because it's not serving you in any way. It's okay to get nervous and shy. It's okay to get nervous. Nervousness is very important, and I think a lot of people get nervous. I don't think there's a way to completely eliminate nervousness because there's always going to be like some experience that you're uncomfortable with, but do not let it show, or do not let it show, or do not let it impact your decision. Still do it. This will kill your character, kill charisma. 2 more points. We're almost done. Eyes. Extremely important. Indirect communication. Eyes speak 1,000 words. You need a piercing gaze. Do not showcase fear. Do not showcase, charismatic characteristics with your eyes. Showcase. It doesn't need to be an angry gaze. It just needs to be a passionful gaze. It could be a content gaze, like you're content of who you are, or a friendly gaze. You must have that shine in your eyes, the shine that showcase. You can have that shine in your eyes. So eyes are extremely important. You can speak so much just through your body language. So you need to master it accordingly. Showcase that your eyes must show your true intentions, I believe. The rest, your words, your appearance, they can show something, but your eyes are what speak actual words. So you need to be very, very intentional with your eye placement and looking people directly in the eyes with a gaze accordingly to how you want them to how you want them to feel. And last but not least, generate excitement in others. And you do this by a combination of all the other rules that I mentioned. But ultimately, it's a two-way symbiotic relationship. You can't ask people to get enamored by you, to like you, unless you don't like people. You can't be a charismatic person without being optimistic. You can't. People don't like being around pessimistic people. You want to be positive. You want to see the light in everything. You want to be that light. You don't want to be that darkness that sucks energy from a room. You want to magnify that energy. And ultimately how you do that is through these lessons here. And I'm going to continue making videos like this. Hopefully it was helpful. Yeah, we're going to continue. I'll write some more stuff later on, but ultimately, yeah, that's who you got to be. And thank you for listening to this tangent. Peace.